Hey YouTube, Cliff here with Hamilton Transportation. Today I'm hauling this old L120 Volvo loader over to Allentown, Pennsylvania. So this morning I am in western Pennsylvania. I'm headed over to Leetsdale to pick up a wheel loader. So I believe it's a Volvo L120, 10 feet wide, 48,000 pounds. And it is going over to Allentown. I just delivered a load yesterday out in Perrysburg, Ohio, and then we're deadheading over here to pick this up, just to finish up the week. I'll pick this up, take it home tonight, and then tomorrow I will deliver it up to Allentown, PA. So I'm hoping that this thing is 10 feet wide. They said it's 10 feet. If it is in fact 10 feet, then we'll be able to take the turnpike back to the house, which will be nice. If not, then we're going to have to figure out another route. It's probably going to involve 22 and 99 and 322, so hoping it's 10 feet wide. The way permits work on the turnpike is if you are under 100,000 pounds and under 10 feet wide, then you don't need a permit at all. So we just have to pull a permit to get to the turnpike and to get to Allentown. But the turnpike itself, we would be good without one. So I have 18 miles to go here. And then I will check in with you guys again and we'll get this thing loaded up and head home. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you, I'm getting new tires put on this tomorrow. So it still has the old tires on it now, but you can, I don't know if you can see through the camera, I know it has image stabilization, but the problem you get when you have unevenly wearing steer tires is you get shaking. So as one tire rotates around and it's out of round and out of balance, it kind of shakes. And then if you have the other tire, if they both start shaking at the same time, then you get a lot of shaking in the truck. So I've been dealing with this for, I don't know, a month and a half where it's been shaking like this. And I've just been waiting for those spots where it's unevenly wearing to get down to, 430 seconds so I can get these replaced. This is a pack lease truck, so I had to wait for them to approve it, but this guy needs to get over. Which one was it? I guess it was the driver's side tire. I have a spot where it's down to, it's probably below 430 seconds now, so we were able to get them to approve getting new steer tires put on it. So I'm going to be a little proactive in this. Once they get the steer tires on, of course they'll balance them when they mount them. I'm going to get some balancing beads, and I'm going to put balancing beads in both steer tires as soon as they put them on, and hopefully we can avoid the problem I have now with the shaking. guys, got all my chains out. We're gonna do 6 chains on this. It's about 48,000 pounds. So 6 chains and then one over the bucket, more than enough securement. So they told me to drop here by the gate. They're gonna run it out and put it on, and then I'll just have to back out onto the road, which is fine. It dead ends right here off to the right. So now we just need to get the loader onto the trailer. We measured it. It is in fact a couple inches shy of 10 feet, so it'll be good for the turnpike. So everything going good so far. All right, here he comes. Yep. That's good. Hey, do me a favor. That's all right.
You want to walk us through?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to adjust it a little bit anyway. Turn this way and go back. Hold that way. Go back. Hold that way. Go back. Hold that this way. Now go ahead. A little bit this way, yep. I fucking hate these things. That. This way a little bit. Forward. Can you see me? All right. Forward a little bit. See if this will go in now. That way a little. Perfect. These things can be such a pain in the ass to get straight.
The articulators.
Only thing worse is the big dump trucks. You can't see anything. All right.
Off right here.
Yep.
Same on the battery.
Good deal. All right, thank you.
Safe driving.
Yep, it's all right if I chain here? Okay, it's cool. Yeah.
All right.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll go grab the truck and we'll get hooked back up. How much again? You might just like 9, 10. So, is that you all? Yeah. Wait. Where's what we're going to do? Do you want to see the big one? No, the guy here's a happy one. What do you use just like that? We'll just pick up. That'll be well. All right, guys, we got this loader all loaded up onto the trailer, chained down, got my flags on it, beacons going. It's turning into a really beautiful day here today. But I'll give you guys a little walk around of the loader, see what we're dealing with here. And then we were pulling the permits. Pennsylvania's weird. This place I'm going into in Allentown, they were giving us a hard time getting a route for that, but we figured it out. So we are about ready to roll out. So again, today I'm just taking this thing home, and then tomorrow I will run it up to Allentown and get it delivered. So let's hit it. We are all loaded up and rolling. We got our permit to get us to the turnpike, and to get us from the turnpike out to Allentown. So now we just got to do it. System in Pittsburgh, in and around Pittsburgh, is the most convoluted. I don't understand how it happened. You know, you understand, like up in Massachusetts, it's very old. You know, Pittsburgh's pretty old too. I understand that. But like, man, I don't know who thought it was a good idea to do all this. It is a crazy road system out here. I don't know, maybe it's because it's a steel town, and you know, there's railroads everywhere, railroad tracks. So I guess in trying to route around, you know, rivers and railroads and everything else, I guess there's only so many ways that you can do it. But it makes for a confusing and, yeah, weird system out here. So I am going to jump on the turnpike home, but in order to get to the turnpike, this is 65 right here. So I'm going to jump on 65, take that to 79, take 79 south to 376, and then run 376 right through Pittsburgh over to the turnpike, and then I'll take the turnpike back to the house today in Carlisle, and then tomorrow we'll run 81 up to 78 and take that over to Allentown. One of my favorite Billy Joel songs. Sing for you guys, but you wouldn't thank me. Like I said before, this thing isn't that heavy. I think we're at about 45,000 pounds. So it puts us around 91 or 92,000. And we are 9 feet 10 inches wide, so no problem for the turnpike, no permit required. And shouldn't be too bad driving either. There's Rud where we just picked up. Alright, well, I'll quit blabbing. I'll let you guys enjoy the views. I'll try to get some good shots of Pittsburgh as we go through it. And yeah, I'll check in with you guys when we get home, or if anything happens, which I don't anticipate. So I'll see you in a bit.
I don't know where I'm going. Gotten half the places I've been. I've been up and down the highway. I've been lost and then found again. Well, I thought I heard something. I don't know what it is. Could have been the trumpet sounding, or it could have been the wind. But there's more than I could ever know. That's why I just wanna be the king of the open road. I've crossed deserts, I've climbed mountains, I've seen the elderly and the homeless rolled into one. I've crossed rivers, swam in oceans, I've seen coal being shipped by the ton. No, it's not the destination, but the journey always calling me to go. That's why I just wanna be the king of the open road. I've traveled by plane, by train, by foot, by car, by bike, by horse. I've traveled in my mind and felt the dragging leg of time. Slept in hotels and in motels, also since. Even in a drainage ditch one time. From Memphis to Mississippi, all from Washington to Maine. St. Louis to the San Juan corridor. Well, I just wanna be no, I just gotta be. Well, I just wanna be no, I just gotta be. Well, I just wanna be the king of the open road. Well, I just wanna be the king of the open road.
All right, guys, made it back here to the house, or to the lot. That's it for me for today. Tomorrow we will run this out to Allentown, Pennsylvania, and get it delivered, and then I will be done for the week. I'm also getting some new steer tires put on the truck tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. I'm tired of the constant shake that I've been dealing with for a while. I'm probably going to make a video, I think when I get those tires put on, I'm going to get some balance beads and put those in the tires as soon as I get them put on. And hopefully that will cause the tires to wear a little more even. I don't know, these tires, I'm not a big fan of these tires. They're Continental, I think they're like HDL2s or something. But they have an open shoulder. So it's like 4 ribs on the tire, but there's no... usually tires that have like a rib on the outside, and then there's like a little, like a sipe on the outside going around the tire, and that seems to help them wear a little better. I noticed that with trailer tires too. It's kind of a closed shoulder, and they wear a lot better that way. These I'm not a huge fan of. The outside of the passenger tire is wearing faster, so it's like even wear, and then the outside, so it's down to like, I don't know, close to 430 seconds, and then on the driver's side it's the inside of the tire, and it's probably below 430 seconds. It was at 430 seconds at the beginning of the week. So I don't know why they're doing that. I asked Packley's, I said maybe we ought to get an alignment, and he seemed to think it was just the tires that are wearing odd. I don't know. I try to check pressure pretty often and keep the pressure right on them. I don't know. So we'll see if these new ones, I think I'm getting Bridgestone R213s. They look like they have the sipe on the outside, and like I said, I'm going to do the balance beads as soon as I get them on the truck. So hopefully that will keep them from wearing uneven, and it will stop the shaking, because I am sick of the shaking. Alright guys, that's it for tonight. I will see you in the morning when we head out to go up to Allentown. Guys, we are on 81, headed up towards the river in Harrisburg. We are taking this loader up to Allentown. So pretty nice morning this morning. Not too cold. It's in the 30s. Might get a little rain today. Hopefully not too much. That should be a nice ride up here. It's only about 100 miles from my house up to Allentown. So I don't think I even have to stop for fuel today. Should be able to just run up, head home, and then I'm taking the truck to McCarthy Tire to get some steer tires put on it, which I'm real excited about, because the amount of shaking this thing has been doing is ridiculous. The cameras do a pretty good job of cleaning that up with the stabilization, but it gets pretty bad at times. Straightforward up to Allentown. There's one little change at the end. So when you come up 78 to get to this place, RP Equipment, you have to get off 78. I think it's like Rock Road. You make a left and you go over 78 bridge, and then a left on the 145. Well, because we're heavy, PennDOT wouldn't give us that bridge. So instead, what we have to do is get off of the 309, which is the next exit, take that south, and then it's kind of like looping around on the highway. So we'll get off of 309, make a left, and then get right back on 309 north. And take that up to 145, and then we can take 145 up to RP Equipment. Other than that, it's just 81 to 78. Pretty simple. I've been getting views on some of my quarterly financial videos, which fourth quarter and the year 2025 are coming up. So I will get those up. I have to go through and get all my numbers straight. So I get comments on those videos every once in a while. And I got a comment, the guy said you can get $3.50 to $7 a mile with a flatbed. And that's kind of true. Okay, and I say kind of. I ran flatbed. First trailer I had when I was on my own was a flatbed. And an old international truck and a flatbed trailer, spread axle flat. And I ran a flatbed for, 7 years, I guess. So I had a flatbed, and then I had a sliding tarp system on it. But with a flatbed, you might be able to get a load that pays $7 a mile, but that load is going to be going 150, 200 miles. When I do my quarterly financial videos or my year-long financial videos, that's my rate per mile for all of my miles for that entire period. So it's not just loaded miles, it's miles it takes to get to the load, miles between loads, all of it. And you don't always find a good load to get you to where you want to go. Now, I could do much better on my rate, I know that, but it would mean sacrificing home time, and it would mean taking loads that I don't particularly want to do, that are going to be a headache. And I figure if I'm going to be an owner-operator, and I get to pick the loads I want to do, and I get to come home, if I want to come home. So, with all due respect, that guy that commented on that channel, you are right. You might be able to get $6 or $7 a mile on a flatbed load. But there's no way you're averaging that $6 or $7 a mile over a quarter or over a year. I run a little less miles than I used to, but when I ran flatbed, it was about 100,000 miles a year. So you figure if you average $4 a mile with a flatbed, which I never did, and we had a pretty good little system down, 100,000 miles, that's $400,000 gross in a year. And it cost way less to run my flatbed than it does to run this truck. My expenses are about $2.50 a mile to run this truck. Flatbed was, I'd have to look back, but off the top of my head, I would say my flatbed expenses were about $1.50 a mile. So if you're making $400,000 gross, then you're looking at $250,000 profit, net profit. And I'm sorry, but if there was $250,000 net profit to be running a flatbed, everybody and their brother would be running flatbed. But I see flatbed trucks on the road, and I see what they're hauling, and it's some of the same stuff I used to haul. You got shingles, lumber, metal, steel or aluminum, and I know what it pays because that's exactly what I used to do, and it's not $7 a mile. So, with all due respect, you're not averaging that over a year. If you are, stop telling people about it because you've got the best deal of any flatbedder of all time. When I used to run flatbed, I would take aluminum billets. They're like long aluminum cylinders. I would pick those up in Baltimore, run them down to Bristol, Tennessee, to an aluminum extrusion plant down there. And then I had a really good contact in that area for PVC molding for like commercial buildings. And I would take PVC molding out of Bristol, Tennessee, or Marion, Virginia, and I would run it up into the Northeast, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Connecticut, and that stuff paid really good for a flatbed, and I was making probably $3 a mile. I think the best it ever got was probably around $3.50 a mile, and that was really good because that's like 700 miles on that run. Maybe a little more than that for the longer stuff. But that's just one part of your week. So you have your aluminum going south, and that might pay $2 to $2.50 a mile. And then you have what was my money load, which was the PVC molding. And it was a good paying load, but it was a lot of work because it all had to be tarped. It was the whole knows that once you get into the Northeast, there's a lot more freight going in than there is coming out. So we had a good contact up there for lumber. We could get probably between $1.50 and $2 a mile for lumber loads coming out of the Northeast down to Pennsylvania or Maryland. So when you combine all that together, you know, we were averaging for the year, you know, it probably cost us between $1.50 and $1.80 a mile to run that truck, and we were probably averaging, I don't know, between $2 and $2.50 a mile. When all's played out at the end of the week, if we were lucky, we'd have a week where we got close to $3 a mile. But that's my experience with flatbed, and rates haven't gone up since then. They've come down. So, yeah, I don't know where that guy's getting his numbers. All right, we're going to keep rolling. Hopefully the rain holds off until I'm done working today, but it's probably not going to happen. But I will see you guys in a bit. Made it up here to Allentown. We're climbing up the hill here on 78. Got about a mile before we get off on 309. So this is the exit where I have taken before to deliver up to this place, but yeah, for whatever reason PennDOT did not want me to take that today. We're not even that heavy. I think we're permitted for like 92,000 maybe. But I guess they don't want me on that bridge. Get off here, let me left, and let me go left, and go back to 9 north. Just a little loop change direction. Take us up to RP equipment. Just gonna leave it in 12, climb the hill. That's where we would have come on if we came right off of 78. I don't know why they wouldn't let us do that. Now we've got a hill going down. Makes sense. What goes up, right? See Allentown through the trees there a little bit. That's pretty neat. One thing I do like about this Cummins engine, it has one heck of a jake brake. Like I'm not even touching the brakes going down this hill. That's pretty nice. There you can see Allentown. It's a pretty view. And my GPS is telling me to make a left on Susquehanna. But I don't think that's what we want to do. Oh, yes it is. Yeah, because I remember, yeah, it has us going up 5th Street. but we'll actually make a left. It's a really tight left. Like, you have to go up and then it comes back. It's almost 180 degrees. So it's almost a U-turn going around there. But I've done it before with this trailer, so. You guys will see where this place is situated. There's just no real easy way to get into it. This intersection is not great either. Hopefully there's not cars sitting there when we have to make our left. You're in luck. As long as this person isn't done. They're not gonna go. Crazy left turn is right up here. Always scraped with my other trailer coming in there, my mechanical RGN. It had a longer well too. It was a 29-foot well. So this one's only 25, so that helps. And this has some arch in it, so it clears pretty well. But yeah, my other trailer always scraped when I made that turn. Boy, it looks like they have a yard full of equipment. Is there anybody in there? Doesn't look like it. I think I'll just pull in. Oh, it's a mud pit. I wish people would invest in some gravel. Man. That is nothing but mud. If I can back in up there. That is a muddy mess. I think this is a better to ask forgiveness than permission kind of a deal. I don't want to detach down in the mud. So I think we'll just back in next to that other trailer. So that looks like it's a little higher ground and it's not near as muddy. We'll see if we can get back in next to it. So let's go see if we can get checked in here and get this thing off the trailer. All right, got checked in. She's gonna make copies of the paperwork and bring it out. So now we just got to get this thing offloaded. Get this thing unchained and unloaded. Hey, what's going on? Where you at? Out near Pittsburgh. Leetsdale.
What's that?
Leetsdale.
Okay. Only when you got there, they fired up in front of you.
No, they fired it up.
Okay.
And they had said they had gone over it like the day before I picked it up. So,
Okay.
for whatever that's worth, I don't know.
Yeah, so
That's usually the way they do it, though. You get there and it's been running all morning.
That's what I'm worried about.
Then you get to the next stop.
Especially because you're back to the
nothing.
hole here.
Well, I wanted to stay out of the mud.
Oh, well, yeah, but I'm saying
know.
if I got to jump it.
But no, they said it. They said it was starting up. So,
I'm gonna check the oil, see how we go from there.
and I can wait till you get it running before I get chains and everything off, so you can pull out.
You
Yeah.
got to worry about that. You ain't going far.
Right.
I mean, this is that new magnetic Bluetooth trailer, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You're fine.
Magnetic.
Where'd you lose that going down the road?
Honestly, I don't know if it was on there when I loaded it or not. It could have come off. I didn't check if it was tight.
It's so good if it would come off down the road, I might find it on the way home.
Yeah. Right. I think I may have lost a battery cover while I was coming. He pointed it out that the battery cover is not on it. So I don't know if that was, I think it was on it when I left. So that must have come off as I was coming down the road. What is it now?
You got pictures of it loaded?
Yeah. They're not gonna come back on me for that, are they?
Well, we think it's loaded and it's on
Or
there.
if it wasn't secure, am I supposed to go over the whole thing and make sure everything's tight?
I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah.
they're gonna do.
Let's see.
That's the side. Can you zoom back in on that other one? Other side. That last picture.
Yeah, I don't think you can see it past the fender.
It looks like it was on there. So if you look, see
Sure.
the yellow right next to the fender?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, what are you supposed to do about it?
Yeah.
I don't go over everything and make everything's tight before I head down the road, you know what I mean?
And they're the only pictures you got, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When he gets here, I gotta look over it.
No, I
Because
understand.
I don't come here with a smashed fucking windshield and say, oh, that wasn't me, that wasn't me.
Right.
Let me see it
Right.
loaded. And they hit a tree 10 minutes
Right.
down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause when this is the one before they loaded it, and you can clearly see it.
Yeah. Yep, that's fine.
All right. I think we're just making a note on the paperwork.
Yeah.
They might try to go up to those.
Paperwork.
All right, thank you. That's fine.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, they just noted it on there. Yeah, and that's fine. I know some of these places, they go after you for stuff, and it's like,
You got the GoPro.
oh yeah. Yeah, I have a YouTube channel.
What I'm saying though, would it see it?
I'd have to go through and look through everything. And doing that on a little video.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
You got a YouTube channel?
Yeah. Yeah, if you look up my company, it's on there.
I'll take a picture of it.
Yeah.
We got TikTok and shit. We don't
Yeah.
have a YouTube.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, it'd be a hell of a sitcom around here.
Yeah. It's always interesting, that's for sure. All right, man. Thank you. So, tell you guys this. Apparently the battery cover came off as I was headed down the road. Now I noticed that the batteries were exposed this morning, but I couldn't remember if it was on or not when I left. So then he was asking about it, asked if I had pictures, and I said, yeah. I said, I have pictures. It was probably on there when I left, but I don't go over all the bolts or hold downs or everything on a used piece of equipment to make sure that nothing's going to come off when I'm going down the road. You expect things to be on and secure. I guess maybe I should start checking battery covers. I don't know. I didn't notice anything was loose. I don't know. So I don't know if they will go after me on that and ask me to pay for a new battery cover. Shouldn't have to, but it's possible, I guess. All right, it's gonna have to be good. So, yeah, then he saw my GoPro. He said, oh, you have a GoPro, that'll show it. And I said, yeah. I said, I'm not going back through all the video on this load, you know, on a little bitty GoPro screen, trying to figure out if the battery cover was on or not. So, but just seems silly. So we'll just have to see what they do. I don't know if they'll go after me on that or if they'll go after the place I picked it up. Probably me. Probably say, well, your driver should have inspected it before he loaded it. And I'll be honest, I'm not as thorough on my inspections on used equipment as I am on new, because, I mean, you saw the shape of that thing. It was all beat up. Fenders broken. That load is all done. So I tried to talk over the train going by behind me. So we got that delivered up here to Allentown. Hopefully, I won't have to pay for that battery cover. I don't know. we'll see what happens. I will keep you guys updated on that, but for now, from Allentown, Pennsylvania, this is Cliff with Hamilton Transportation. Thank you guys for riding with me, and I will see you out there on the road.